Jen, and I have a new process video today using the Design Story Kit from Ali Edwards. You can see I've pulled a bunch of it out. These are some of the things that I think I might be using on this layout. There are some cool like little half oval shapes in here. There's an alphabet that's acetate. There are multiple of some of the vowels so that you could spell a few different kinds of words. Some chipboard, some letter or word stickers, these little designing my story cards. I'm going to use this photo that I took of a cool building when I was in Phoenix and just kind of talk about how different, like, crafting and scrapbooking over the years. I started scrapbooking when I was 12. Through those years, it has really changed my eye. Like, I look for design now, whereas I know a lot of other people who don't do crafty things. Some of my friends and stuff, they look right past these kind of things. And I'm not saying one's better or worse. I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at these things now, which I think is interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I'm not exactly sure where this is going, but I know I want a 12 by 12 layout, and I think that I want to use these patterns, and I may punch out some circles to go along with this oval shape, so we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so I'm going to start by playing around with the shapes and kind of figure out how I want to design this page. And so I'm playing around with that half oval and my photo, trying to decide if I should kind of nestle my photo underneath it or how I can arrange things in an interesting way. And I loved this card that had the floor plan on it, and I decided to rest my photo on it. And after I did that, putting the half circle underneath it just felt right, and so I went ahead and did that, and it made the perfect little shelf for the word design. Now, I thought about using those yellow letters kind of cascading down the side, just kind of all stacked up on each other, but I didn't end up doing that on this layout. If you stay till the end of the video, though, I have two layouts that I made, and I will share photos of the second one, and I use a bunch of those letters. So I punched several different sizes of circles out of that 4x6 card, and I'm going to use them around the layout to tie in with that half circle or oval shaped piece. And then I'm also pulling some pieces off of the chipboard sheet to just kind of add a little something more. I chose the word love and by design, and then there's this other one that says look at usual things with unusual eyes or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing down my photo cluster because I know how I want that to look and where I want it to kind of lie on the page. So I'm putting it a little bit towards the bottom right, and I like the way that it's looking so far. And I thought the circular elements went well because this photo is of a building with a cool design. I'm pretty sure it's a hotel in Phoenix, and it has kind of these circular windows with like, I don't know, you can kind of tell what they look like in the picture. Anyway, the circles kind of really reinforce that design. So I'm using some Nuvo glue to glue down the word design. I like that glue. It holds really, really well. I also still like my quick dry adhesive, the Scotch tacky glue or quick dry tacky glue or whatever it is called now. But I've really been liking that Nuvo by Tonic glue as well. So I'm going to sort of start arranging these circles now. I thought of putting one to the right hand side of my photo and kind of having that little chipboard piece sit on top of it, and I kind of liked the way that looked. And then I'm just trying to decide where I want the other pieces to go. I really like the idea of having them cascade down the side a little bit. And I do think it's important for some of the pieces to go off the edge because that circle that's underneath my photo is cut in half, and so I want some of the other circles to be cut as well. So I'm going to pop some of them up, and that big circle that's going off the edge, I don't pop that one up. I like the word love and how it's an arrow pointing to the photo. And here you can see me trimming that off, and I'll use that other piece down at the bottom, and that kind of completes my visual line there. So I love designing layouts. On this layout, what I decided to focus on as far as the journaling goes, I decided to kind of talk about how I see design everywhere that I go, and I really loved the design of this building and all that kind of stuff. There were these cards in the kit that had designing my story written on them, and I really liked the way they kind of nestled into the spaces on my layout, and so I decided to tuck them in. They're numbered, so I'm going to just cover up the numbers. The top one, the number will be cut off, and then that yellow one in the middle, I will cover it up, and I will cover up the one at the bottom as well. I'm pulling some of the chipboard circles. I'll go through my stash to look at some chipboard as well, just to see if I can find another color or piece that works here, because I want to continue my circles down the layout. So I liked that piece from the design story kit chipboard, and here you can see this is how I store all of my chipboard. So I have it in an iris case with a craft tray insert, which they don't make those craft tray inserts anymore, but if you can find some sort of kind of divided tray of some sort, I really like keeping my chipboard like that. So while I'm working with the kit, I'll keep everything together, and then once I'm done with it, I just punch all of the chipboard out and stick them by color into this little tray, because I find that after I'm done with the kit, I'm looking for pops of color usually. So here I'm going to search through all of my chipboard pieces, and I'm going to skip through that just so that you don't have to watch me kind of searching for just the right piece. I found a little circle sticker that had some buildings on it, so I went ahead and put that on the yellow journaling spot, and then I have this chipboard piece that says yes, and I'm thinking I could use it to cover up the 4 at the bottom. I'm not super loving the way it looks, so I'm looking at the word stickers, and I'm thinking maybe I use those to cover up the number there, because I did want to use and bring in some of these word stickers. And so for now, that's what I'm putting right there, and it kind of balances the black of the circle at the top, and then I thought I would put a little black above the word strip at the top as well, so that I have kind of 3 areas where that darkness draws your eye. So one of the areas is really kind of the photo too. So the photo and that little black circle draw your eye that way, and then the strips at the top and the strips at the bottom left, those kind of just direct your eye around the layout. So I'm still kind of playing around with this. I'm not sure if I super love where everything is, so I'm just kind of moving things around, changing my mind, changing it back. I'm just struggling a little bit. I decided that I liked having this other circle over on the left, and I am going to just put things on a little bit differently, and I'm going to play around for a minute with how I lay this out. I really went back and forth trying to get good balance. Something that's important to me is color balance and visual weight. So things that are darker or brighter draw your eye. Those have more visual weight, and things that are lighter have less visual weight. And then also there's the flow of the layout with all the circles kind of cascading down. Your eye goes from circle to circle to circle, from the top to the bottom, drawing your eye all around the layout, and I like that too. So I really pay attention to those kinds of things. So that's going to finish this one. Now here's the second layout I created, and you can see that I used a ton of those little letter pieces, and I spelled out the word Malia for my bottom layer, and I stitched in black thread on top of it. I just hand stitched it so it would stand out a little bit more, and then I used random letters all above and made them kind of go from smaller to bigger, kind of like an upside down pyramid. And it was just a fun one to create. I just wanted to do kind of like a currently sort of layout. And so I just used bits and pieces. That word currently came from one of the cards in the kit. I just fussy cut it out. There's a better look at the stitching as well. I layered up some of the cards beneath my photo to give a little bit of interest around it. And I like the way that card popping up looks like a rainbow. And then I also used some little circles, and I just put some random things about what she's loving right now. And I cut up a card from the Stories by the Month kit. Each month that comes with kind of like a currently card, and it says like loving, eating, that kind of thing. And so that's what I did for that. Here's one more look at the finished layout. And I hope that you enjoyed. So here are some close-up photos of the process video layout. And I love these story kits and how they kind of push me out of my box. This design one was fun to just kind of play around with some different looks, and I hope that you will check out these story kits. I always leave links in the video description to the products that I used if they're available. Here are a couple other videos that you might like using the Ali Edwards kits. And if you aren't a subscriber, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. I have new crafty videos on my channel each and every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.